Man, just thinking about it, Ynw Melly's murder trial has seemed to erase all of people's prior knowledge to how great his music career really was. In 2018, we had white girls with hydro flasks listening to Murder on My Mind saying Melly's their favorite artist. This man had a Chief Keef effect on the nation, and when he blew up, he reached the masses. And whether it was because his amazing vocals, his natural pitch, just his natural Florida flow that he already had in him, Melly is a true prodigy. And remember, it's very important, especially with artists like Melly, to separate the art from the artist and not let what he has going on in his personal life discredit the timeless music that he made over the short span of his career. And after shocking the entire world with his case being declared a mistrial, it actually shows that they did not have as much evidence as we thought they did, or Melly's millions are paying off. Regardless, with that said, even if it's slim, there is a chance that Melly will be home soon. And let me say right now, if he beats his trial and this actually happens, that comeback will be so legendary, I can't even imagine. And before I see comments saying he's not going to beat the trial or he's guilty, we're really not even going to have too much conversation about the trial. This is a hypothetical video, and we're going to try to focus more on his music career. Because Melly was born with a gift, and is nothing more than a vessel for his amazing music. So in this video, I want to talk about Ynw Melly's music career, if he gets out, as well as the music that put him on, more about his career and his amazing vocals, fire melodies, old songs, why he might actually beat the case, and of course, what his music would sound like if he gets out, and how big it would be to the masses. This video is for people who genuinely enjoy music, and because that, right now, let's talk about Melly's music. As most of us know, Melly popped off big in 2018, and when people hopped on the train, they never got off. And despite his run-in with the laws and his career being cut so short, it is mind-blowing how this man had a variety of club hits, slow songs, trap songs, and just overall his sound was established and his fan base was growing unlike any other artist on the come up. Whether it be because he got arrested or he was just goated like that hype was not going nowhere. Melly is one of the few rappers of this generation to truly just have an incredible talent. He doesn't even need auto-tune. That is rare in modern day rap. And his resume backs up his work, because although blowing up in 2018, he was dropping SoundCloud music with his gang Ynw, and they were coming out with some pretty good semi-hits. As most of us know, Ynw Freestyle is one of the first songs that even put Melly on the map. He would continue dropping these semi-viral hits until his breakthrough worldwide hit, Murder on My Mind, took off. And it's actually crazy because he sat on that song for a while because he knew it was going to be big. He had originally teased a slower version of it, and then when it dropped, he had the hi-hats going crazy. Yeah, it was just a much faster tempoed version of it, and it literally took off. This dude had a major hit that is honestly still running up millions of streams to this day. And once that song put him on, he continued giving us real hits. He didn't peak on his come up. It seemed like success came easy to Melly because his background, his personality, and mainly his talent. Never mind the fact that a person like him is industry bound, just like King Von. Now, what do I mean by that? They are perfect for what is hot in modern day rap. Somebody who portrays themselves as a quote unquote killer. And Melly even had that split personality thing going on that he was kind of using as a gimmick, but he claimed it was real and that he had bipolar disorder. And you guys could take that how you want, but I think with him just portraying himself as such a killer and all the dark energy behind him, this is somebody that the industry is already going to get behind and push in front of us. And continuing with his hits, he was on the verge of becoming a superstar, even collabing with Kanye West. Kanye West has only collabed with 2 SoundCloud artists. Lil Pump, which, that was just because we were all tripping in 2017. We thought Lil Pump was hard. But the other one is Melly. And my point in talking about all his music and the hits he had is that Melly, in his short time of creating music, truly showcased his talent and gave the rap game a new sound. It was like an R&B and hip-hop influence, as well as just that natural Florida rap with like hints of Atlanta. And man, he was just an amazing artist. Listen to No Heart, listen to City Girls, listen to Ynw Home Invasion, 772 Love, Slanging That Iron. Like, bro, there's just so many great Melly songs. I could go on and on.
I'm not psycho, I'm just conscious. I'm not rude, bitch, I'm just honest. I fucked the air, her Balenciaga, then I went to her mom.
He was so many people's favorite rapper, and a lot of rappers today are artists. A lot of upcoming rappers want to make it more than they actually qualify for it. And yeah, hard work will overshine talent, but the art of music, having a natural pitch, having amazing vocals, ability to flow on a beat. That's talent that can't be replicated and will always outshine the comp, but Melly has it naturally inside of him. He even said he didn't even want to rap. His friend said, let's go to the studio, so in his head he said, oh, I'm rapping today. As in, this was something that was really natural to him. He probably always knew he could sing. He's always been a fan of Adele and stuff like that.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
Like, man, music came natural to Melly. So to think that Melly might never see the booth again, I'm not sure people realize, but he's currently facing the death penalty. Now, if you guys are locked into this case, you know this trial is very deep in every aspect, and there's a lot about it that is suspicious. Now, a lot of people have proof that Melly did what the court is saying he did to his two best friends, but with millions and a great lawyer, anything is possible. And to get even deeper with it, in this part of the video, I'm gonna give you guys a theory on how he might actually beat the case. We know hip hop is a stage. Everybody is acting. Nobody knows what's real anymore. Nobody knows how much behind the scenes is altering what's going on in our face. And it's crazy how they did Tory, meanwhile Melly's still out here getting mistrial. But you need to understand, Tory didn't have the industry on his side. Melly, when he was free, was fully involved in the music industry. He was working with labels, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm gonna say this every video until it clicks in your head, because after Ice Cube said this himself, it's crazy people still don't want to talk about it. The prison system and the record labels are owned by the same people, and we know that a lot goes on behind the scenes. It's become common knowledge labels want you to preach about guns, drugs, gang violence. We know this, like, this is common knowledge.
Rap stage is rapping about, you know, violence and guns. You know that we get paid to rap about that stuff. They actually pay us more when we rap about more ignorant stuff, so I make sure I even align and come talking on stages like this. But you guys, the NAACP, open up doors.
And you can have your own theory on why they want you to talk about that type of stuff. Personally, you know, they want you to have a false sense of what actually matters and lead you down a dead end. But regardless, Melly was perfect for what rap music is and portrays. So just the fact that Melly's such an ideal artist for these labels and he actually has talent as well, they can make a lot of money off it. And I'm sure they don't want him behind bars the rest of his life because they can only milk his music so long. And while people believe Tory Lanez's sentence was harsh, with what you know now about the labels and the federal prisons being owned by the same people, it will make sense to punish Tory extra hard because he's preaching independence, which is to make money without a label. Meanwhile, if Melly's out, they know he's gonna sign to a label and bring in millions of dollars. That's why it does look like there's a possibility for Melly to really beat this trial. So now, with all that said, we talked about music, I talked a little bit about the case. I want to talk about what I think Melly's music career would be like if he does get out of jail. And we know his comeback will be absolutely insane. Think about how much hype Gunna had after he got out. In the concert he just had, he sold out the Barclay. Would you say if nothing ever happened and Melly was free right now and Gunna was free right now and they both never got arrested, who would you say is the bigger artist? Because a lot of people would say Melly, and you know, just him coming off a double homicide, it would of course be bigger than Gunna. I would honestly compare him more to Youngboy when he beat all his charges and you know, everybody was waiting outside the courtroom and cheered for him. But even that, I think it will be a bigger deal if Melly came home. He's been locked up for so long now, February of 2019. Come on, you know how much has changed in the world in hip hop? Did bro go in before COVID? Like, come on. And what's wild is if Melly came home, he would still be the biggest news in hip hop without a doubt. And like I've said the whole video, he's industry bound because his persona, his music is top tier, and he has a die-hard fan base. I think his first album back is at least 200K first week. You guys agree with me? Because Uzi sold 200K, you know, I feel like him getting out of jail is definitely going to put him above Uzi level. What I find so interesting is that if Melly never got arrested, man, he just did the feature with Kanye. Like, he had so much potential for the future. He would have just been so good on songs with Drake. He would have been so good with really any artist you put him with. And it's so sad he got arrested because he really was destined for greatness. And hopefully he can beat this trial, come home, and it would have just delayed the process rather than take it all away from him. Now, of course, this whole video is hypothetical, you know? We're just fans of music. The main thing about this video is separating the art from the artist, because there's a lot to appreciate when it comes to the art Melly gives us. And we as fans can only hope that, you know, he'd be able to one day give us some more music. But let's not ignore reality, and at the end of the day, I don't know who Ynw Melly is. I don't know who he's talked to get to where he's at. I don't know anything about him. And it's clear it's not in your best interest to follow his beliefs and, take what he says literal, because he's not somebody we should be taking advice from. A lot of authors who wrote books or directors and plays, they got messed up minds, and that's how they're able to come up with the art they make. And a lot of these people got no relationships with their family. A lot of these people got real trust issues, real anxiety, real addictions they go through. And that's why I say you should focus on the art and not get caught up in the illusion they want you to follow with all of these artists, because they'll just lead you to dead ends, and we know this. Now, as for Melly, the hypotheticals for where his career could be if he got out of jail are all totally possible, although we're gonna have to wait till the trial. So as always, time will tell. Now it's been your boy 10 Toes, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Be cool.